Starmer in two-tier taxes storms Indian workers exempt from NI under landmark trade deal. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think about how many Indians came to the UK during the Boris wave, and now Starmer is saying they don't have to pay national insurance because apparently they're temporary workers, so they're going to go home. When we just know they're not going home. They're not going home. Dude, you don't deport people who come on boats illegally with no passports or anything. Are you going to deport Indians? That's not going to happen, is it? That's never going to happen in a million years. So first of all, getting rid of the national insurance is absurd because they're not going to go home. They're all going to stay, as most of them do, because why would you want to return to India? But let's just go down. Keir Starmer has been accused of imposing a two-tier tax system that will inflict pain on British taxpayers after it emerged that Indian workers and businesses will be exempt from paying national insurance. So great. This means when I try and get a job now, that of course they're going to hire Indians. They don't have to pay national insurance. Part of Keir Starmer's landmark trade deal with Modi, Indian workers migrating to Britain, citizens moving to India will not have to pay national insurance for the first 3 years. Oh yeah, so they don't pay for 3 years, then they'll be paying when they permanently settle. Wow. This is despite Rachel Reeves hiking national insurance for British workers to plug a 22 billion black hole. And they claim, by the way, this trade deal is going to create 23 billion. Well, let's think about how many Indians came to the UK. We're probably losing billions in national insurance because there's just so many of them here. Let's just continue. These changes are understood to have a key demand by Delhi, who's held the 3-year exemption in a press release that will make Indian service providers significantly more competitive in the UK. So Indian businesses can dominate, they can employ their own people, they're going to get more of their money. It's just a complete and utter win for them. And what do we get to do? Oh, we get to export whiskey and we get to export cars to India. No one in India is going to buy this. Have you seen images of their cities? They're just complete dump. I'm going to be honest about this. This trade deal is a one-way scam. And I've had enough of these fucking governments and their scams. I bet the Tories came up with it originally, but the Labour Party just had to put the little cherry on top. I don't even look at it anymore. Oh, guess what, man? Oh, we export marine products, leather, footwear, toys, gems, jewelry, engineering goods, and it's not going to happen, is it? Nobody's going to buy anything, even with the tariff. Nobody's going to buy anything. Why would they? The good is still going to be way too expensive for the average Indian. Let's look it up. Wow. They're going to buy so many cars and luxury goods. Look at that GDP per capita, 2,940. Okay, let's look up the GDP per capita, $47,000 GDP per capita. We have been completely and utterly swindled by this two-tier scumbag government led by robot Starmer. I've just had enough. I've had enough. Even Kemi Click-Clock, tax refunds not available, visa requests too high. Even she's saying it. It's completely and utterly absurd. This is the worst trade deal ever. We've been just completely, utterly scammed because nobody in India is going to buy luxury cars and whiskey. And even that isn't going to contribute, isn't going to probably make up for the deficit that was going to be created by the national insurance. Because we have to pay for the NHS. Let's be honest, national insurance, it goes towards pensions. No, it doesn't. It just goes into a big pot and then it goes everywhere. In theory, it goes towards pensions, but really it just goes into a big pot and it gets spent on whatever the government wants. So it's just a form of tax. And this form of tax is now not going to be on a certain group of people. Fantastic. Two-tier taxation. Just think about the massive incentives given now for more people to come in the millions, because now they're not going to have to pay national insurance for the first 3 years. Employees, when they employ them, don't have to pay national insurance for them. That's a huge motivation to pick them over, like, I don't know, a British worker who's born here. It's absurd. It's obscene, actually. Graduates already have enough struggles as it is getting a job. This is just another layer of bullshit. This government, it finds new ways to disgust me every single day. Actually, let's look at the big man Nigel himself.
So Keir Starmer has signed a free trade deal with India. Good, you might think. India, very, very important country, and one with whom we do need closer links and relations.
I mean, I don't really know why we particularly need closer links and relations. Oh, we need the trade. Oh, they're such an important player, blah, blah, blah. I think when they clean up their cities, we can have, and it stops. I'd rather have closer relations with the Chinese. At least their cities are somewhat clean.
And yet, if we look at the detail, it's truly extraordinary. So a company can transfer workers from India to the UK. Those workers here will not pay any national insurance for at least 3 years. So at the very same time, they're getting a big tax exemption. Taxes on British workers have been put up since the Labour government came to power. Worse still, Remember what happened at the budget? Employers' national insurance went up by 2% for each worker, costing companies on average at least £1,000 a year per worker. And yet, companies that bring in Indian workers, the companies themselves, will pay no national insurance either. It means overall, it's about 20% cheaper to employ an Indian after this deal than it is to employ a British worker.
Yeah, 20% difference now. You might say, oh, 20%. Well, it's not that much. 20% is a huge difference for a business, and it's a huge incentive to employ people. Probably what used to get a lower minimum wage, what they used to on purpose, so that they have an incentive to employ them over older people with more experience. So now someone might think, well, in Indian, they don't have any qualifications, or their English isn't that good, but I get to pay them 20% less. Who are they going to employ? They're going to employ the person who they get to pay less. Basic economic understanding. It's basic market demand. So we're just getting screwed over. We are getting screwed over en masse. Now you're going to have massive inflation, which is driven by immigration, by the way, because more people need to buy stuff, so prices go up because it's supply and demand. The population goes up, but the supply doesn't. So this is going to happen, and at the same time, now you won't be able to get a job because we're going to all have these special visas where companies have to pay 20% less tax. And what makes this worse is that youths now don't get a lower wage. So it looks like Starmer did that on purpose. He lowered youth wage. He made youth wage is now the normal minimum wage. And so now they can't even undercut these Indians who come in who can undercut youth workers working at Sainsbury's. That's 100% what's going to happen from this. It's utterly disgraceful and disgusting.
On top of that, there are no limits to this deal at all. And bear in mind that 500,000 people, yes, 500,000 people, have come into the UK from India in the last 2 years alone. It's honestly impossible to predict how many hundreds of thousands more will come on this deal. There's been no impact assessment, no analysis of cost, and absolutely no analysis of what this will mean for...
It's all well and dandy, Nige, but you was the one who originally advocated for this. I don't know. You didn't openly advocate for such huge numbers. You never did that. You did advocate for people coming from India.
You look me in the eye and you tell me which one of you two let that filthy nonce back on our streets.